Let's see if we can get this all in one take today. Welcome to Vlogtober, day 3. One take, please, one take. How are you today? It has been a good day here so far. Challenging a little bit with the super extra crazy toddler, 2.5-year-old, whatever. He's been just going since he got up this morning, so it's been fun, and he wants to play with us, and he wants to read books, and it's just a little tiring. So it's nap time again. I was going to try this morning doing a couple little videos here and there, and it just was not working out. So instead, we're back here. Sorry, nose itches. I forgot my water in the other room, so I guess it's just not going to happen today. But drinking water instead of tea today, just because I was too lazy and didn't feel like making it. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. Try not to say Okay, let's start with what I'm crafting on today. Today has been a cross stitch day, so I think this got cut out of all of the ones from yesterday, so I'm going to tell you about it and hope that I'm not repeating myself. And if I am, I'm kind of sorry, not sorry. So as part of my sort of crunchy life, the 2-year-old wears cloth diapers, and he has since birth. Our favorite brand is Apple Cheeks. They're a small Canadian company, started by 2 moms. The people who work for them can still name everyone who touches your diapers from start to finish. So that is just a really cool thing to me. We love them. The fit on them is great. We've had no issues at all. It has been like the best thing ever for our family. So they also make storage sacks in multiple sizes, and this is the Mega Zip. I had been begging for this size for quite some time. They make a size 1 storage sack that is about twice this with a boxed bottom, and then they have some smaller sizes, which I'll be showing you because they're in here. And I really wanted this size, mostly for taking Malcolm out to eat. We have the ones we used last night when we went out for Asian noodles, because that's what he requested. It perfectly fits a plate and bib and fork, or in this case chopsticks, and it's food grade POL on the inside, so all his nastiness stays in here when we leave. But anyway, we use them for a lot of things, but I also use them for cross stitch because it makes it a really portable system for smaller projects. So I'm working on Bloom by Jody Rice of Satsuma Street. I should have grabbed a needle minder. You're going to have to deal with it in there. So it's this great, really graphic flower. There'll be a little more detailing in here, and then it's got this whole big, I'll show you the pattern in just a second. But the colors and the aesthetic of this are just perfect for this house. And a lot of Jody's patterns are, so I have a bunch of them queued up, ready to go. So I told you smaller sacks to keep everything organized so that it's easy to cross stitch on the go, because it's not the easiest project always to travel with because of pieces and bits and whatever else. So I have all of my sacks inside my big sack. Stick that back in there before. So in this biggest one, I have all of the floss I'm either currently using or about to use, and a highlighter. My pattern. I'll show you the finished side of it so you can see what it's going to look like when it's done. Satsuma Street on Etsy. Go check her out. I'll link it below because if you cross stitch, you need her patterns. And then I have a mini, so this is the mini zip size, and it's a cloud pattern called Why So Cirrus. Mini zip, mini in fairy dust. But I have the skeins that I've already used and I no longer need for this pattern in here, so that they're out of my way when I'm digging around looking for it. And then mini of Mrs. Robinson is holding all of my thread scraps, so that I don't have to look for a trash can or a trash bag or whatever. It's especially nice in the car, because even like going to dinner and back last night, I got a couple rows in both ways, because I was able to take it all with me, and it's all contained. And when we got close to the restaurant, I just tucked it all back in my bag and zipped it up and stuck it in my purse, and everything was nicely self-contained and out of the way. So that's that. Oh, I hope that sunshine's not blowing me out too badly, because I'm a pale girl and the sun can't make up its mind what it wants to do. There's some clouds and stuff out there. I'm kind of over today's weather. While it is gorgeous and sunny, it's also 90 degrees, and we are in Texas, and I'm used to it being warm. We are overdue for our first real cool front of the year, and I kind of want some like highs in the low 80s, lows in the 50s. At least let me pretend that it's okay to drink hot beverages during the day kind of weather. So another thing that I've been doing, and I figured I would tell you all about, is called, it's an Instagram thing. It's called Quilter's Book Passport, and that's a hashtag. You can search for it on Instagram. And basically what it is you sign up on, somebody will post a book that they're willing to send out, and you send the book, you sign up for it, and when you receive the book, you get 3 or 4 fat quarters of fabric with it. And then you have 30 days to read the book and send out fabric of your own. You can either keep what you received and send out new fabric, or you can send out the same fabric, or you can mix and match. Say you only liked one of the fat quarters, you can move it along, or however you want to, but you send on to the next person 3 or 4. And so the most recent thing I read was Dear Amy by Helen Callaghan. Kind of a psychological thriller. Was really interesting. I'm usually really good at seeing the twists and turns coming. I knew there was one coming in this, and I thought I had it figured out, and I was only a little bit right. So, so you try to find fabrics that deal with the book or remind you of the book, and so these are what I had received with it. This lovely little like letters and postcards all over it. I'm not sure exactly what these are, but I really liked it. And then another like letters, script, print kind of fabric, and the sun is totally blowing that out. Yeah, no. Anyway, so I have my fat quarters all ready to go, and I've already posted on Instagram hoping for the address of the next person, and so I'll get it sent out. And then I got a new one yesterday, but I'll post about it on either tomorrow or during podcast tomorrow. Hoping to podcast tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so it's kind of nice having that deadline, because I love to read, but I haven't had as much chance to. Hold on just a second. I'm going to try to pause y'all again today. And we're back. Yay, it worked today. Sorry, I had like crazy itchy face and had to go do something about it. Anyway, with the Quilter's Book Challenge and being somewhat accountable, I mean, obviously nobody can force you to send the book on within 30 days, but you post about it, you post a picture when you get it, and you've got 30 days from then to read the book and gather your fabrics and send it on. So it's kind of nice to have that deadline. So you have to say, well, I have to take time to read this book if I'm going to read it. And so I've been doing a lot of reading at bedtime with Malcolm. We read his books and get him all settled in, and then as he's settling down to sleep, I get to dig into my book. And so not only am I taking time to read, I'm modeling good behavior for him, right? Anyway, so it's been a lot of fun to be involved in, and this is probably my fourth book maybe now, the one I received today, fourth or fifth. And pretty much I have the hashtag as something I follow, and so when something new pops up that looks really interesting to me, I go ahead and see if there's a spot on the list, and there's only 10 people on the list at a time, so it's not like there's 50 people that you're waiting through. It should get to you within the year no matter what. So anyway, that's been fun and it's neat. And for some fabrics, I've just been able to go stash diving in all of my fat quarters that live down there in that cabinet. And in fact, I think I've done all of them from that so far. Everything I've sent back out has come from that. So it's kind of neat because you buy so many fabrics, you're like, oh, this is cute, this is whatever, and then you don't actually do anything with them. And I'm especially bad about that with fat quarters. And then I'm like, what am I gonna make? How is this gonna make a quilt? So anyway, enough about that. Food wise, I made waffles this morning. There are pictures on Instagram. And Malcolm ate as much as a small adult, which was the same at dinner last night. We went and had noodles at one of our favorite Vietnamese cafes, and he had almost as much as of the meal that he and I shared as I did. So he's a growing boy. But other food wise, while this is uploading, I'm going to go and start bread because I try to bake bread on Wednesdays. And then put some of the stuff that we went to the grocery store last night, so I'm gonna start a batch of some kind of meat. I don't know what yet, and we'll maybe eat it for dinner, maybe won't. I don't know yet. And then I wanted to talk to y'all about how I make my green chilies. We prefer Hatch green chili, so New Mexico green chili. They hit their peak at the end of summer, and most of the local grocery stores around here carry them. And I usually buy a bunch when I can. And so this year I actually walked into our local H-E-B when they had put the end of one shipment on clearance because they were about to get a new shipment in. So I got them for like super cheap. I mean, they're not expensive anyway. They're usually like 99 cents a pound or something, and it takes a lot of peppers to make a pound. Anyway, so I typically roast them. Before moving into this house, we had a gas stove, and so I would just roast them over that. So this year instead, I roasted them in the oven. Just put them on broil, kept the blower fan going in the kitchen because it does make kind of a chili smell in there. Boiled them for a few minutes on each side, and then as soon as I pulled them off, dumped them into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and closed it up, let them hang out in there until they were completely cool, stuck them in the fridge overnight, and then the next day put them into my Instant Pot, and did I add anything? I did not add anything. Since I had refrigerated them, all of the moisture and everything that came out of the peppers collected in the plastic bags, and so I just dumped everything into the pressure cooker, added some salt and a little pepper. I don't even think I added any other seasonings this time, just a little salt and pepper. Pressure cooked them for about 45 minutes and let them fully naturally release, and so they were just like falling apart. Hit them with the immersion blender after they were done, and then I packaged it in 1 to 2 cup portions and put it in the freezer. That way, hopefully, I was going to say all year. That's not going to happen. Hopefully, for about the next 6 months, we have enough green chili to do green chili pork or stew or whatever we're planning on doing with it. So, you can also just do it with poblanos or Anaheims or whatever green chili suits your fancy. But when we say green chili in this house, we usually mean Hatch. And so they are warm. It mellows out some when you add it to soup or stew or whatever, but it can still be kind of a kick. But that's how I do that. And I think that's it. Hopefully this all recorded correctly and it went fine, and we'll get this up on YouTube, and I will see y'all tomorrow for day 5. I lie. For day 4. I don't know, y'all. I don't leave the house. I don't know what